In Australia, a different kind of campus chaos. They've set a new target for themselves. The government, they've set a target, cut immigration by half in 2025. And how will they do that? By cracking down on student visas. So foreign students are bearing the brunt of the government's new policies. And among those affected are Indian students. Since 2022, visas granted to Indian students have fallen by 48%. And they could fall further in the coming days. Meanwhile, some universities have imposed a blanket ban on Indian students. They're no longer accepting applications. Will this affect relations between India and Australia? If you're an Indian student planning to study in Australia, this next report is a must-watch.
Australia is cracking down on immigration. The first casualty is the student visa. Canberra wants to reduce its intake of foreign students, so it has introduced some new rules. 1. Tougher eligibility criteria. 2. Stronger English language tests. 3. Additional rules for agents bringing students into the country. And 4. Several colleges have been asked to check fraudulent recruitment practices. The biggest change is the amount of savings. Australia has hiked it for foreign students. To study in the country, international students must show proof of savings. In October, it was $13,800. Now, it's around $19,500. It's quite a steep hike in just a few months, and that is impacting a lot of students. Not just that, there are accusations of targeted denial of visas. It's hitting Indian students. Between 2022 and 2023, visas granted to Indian students fell by 48%. Currently, 120,000 Indians study in Australia. Indians make for the second largest group of foreign students in the country, so the denial of visas has raised questions. Australia has cited two reasons for this: an increase in incomplete applications and fraudulent documentation. But it has spooked many Australian institutions. Australia has a risk rating system. This takes into consideration students at a particular college. Canberra rates the institution on the basis of visas that are rejected, visas that are cancelled, or those who seek asylum illegally. Colleges do not want to be labelled high risk, so many have changed their policies. According to reports, some have even imposed a blanket ban on Indian students. International education is one of Australia's largest export industries. In 2022, it contributed $24 billion to the economy. But it has led to record migration, mostly driven by international students. In 2023, immigration rose by 60%. It hit a record of 548,000. That burdened the country's housing market. Rental prices soared across Australia, so the government had to act. The policies aim to halve Australia's migrant intake in just 2 years. It wants to cut new arrivals by about 250,000 a year. Canberra aims to prevent foreigners using colleges to make a backdoor entry into the country. But singling out students from a particular country could harm their reputation. It could even impact bilateral relations. After the pandemic, Australia opened its doors to the world. It called for more investments. It attracted more students with its education policies. But now it is cracking down on those very students.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison LaGrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global south. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.